What I'd like to do now, if it's okay with you, is a few words for the people in the private group. And, one of the things that these people are doing, they're really focused on trying to transform their life and do everything in a more positive level, physically and otherwise. And so they're already doing things, not eating garbage and getting outside and exercising a little bit, getting in the sun and sleeping enough. And how would you say that goes together with the whole manifesting idea that you were saying everybody is manifesting everything in their life now? What's the protocol of learning to, instead of saying, I want to learn how to manifest, which a lot of people do once they know what it's about, I got to manifest a new car or whatever they want to manifest, to the understanding that, no, you already learned how to manifest. You're just using it in a different way.
Exactly.
How could you turn that around?
Well, I call it, I wrote a book on this, Manifesting Through Divine Alignment. And to me, divine alignment is when you get to that place where, you feel great, you're leaping out of bed, you're doing your gift, and, you're not worried about anything. You're in complete surrender, where you never worry about anything. And I think once you get there, everything just comes to you, all the time. You never have to worry. But how do you get there? Well, surrender's not the easiest thing to do. It means complete. You can't half surrender. I've had clients say, "Well, yeah, I've surrendered, but there's no buts. You either completely surrender. Okay, God." I remember when I ran the ministry, and I did a deal with God. So look, when they weren't coming and we built it, they didn't come. I said, look, I'll do a deal with you. I don't like accounts. You do the accounts. You do the bank account. You do the money stuff, and you do the sales. I'm not interested in sales either. I'll just do the work. And I got this, okay. And ever since I did that deal with God, I've never had to worry. It's been amazing. Honestly with you, it's been amazing. I feel very blessed at what we're doing. But it is a way of life. People say, I want to do a bit of healing. You're either all in or all out, I think. Because if you get that, call at 10 o'clock at night, my daughter's trying to commit suicide, what shall I do? You can say, well, I'm too busy, I'm watching TV. I'll give them a ring in the morning. And then, you phone next morning, oh, sorry, daughter passed. And, oh, I'm sorry, I was watching TV, I didn't have the time for you.
Yeah.
My belief is you can't do that, but that's just my opinion, I wouldn't judge anyone for doing it. That's up to them. But I can't think that I could have saved a person that night, and I've done it, And so you get on the phone, you work on them, get rid of the entity that's causing the suicidal thoughts, and suddenly they're laughing their heads off, and wow, in an hour you've changed that person's life.
Right.
So I think, to me it's a way of life. You got to go into it with a way of life. You can't just go into it, it's a job and I'll do 2 days a week, because what I'm doing is, it affects your life almost every day. There's always something happening.
Well, that's supposed to be the idea with the original church pastors and the people that ran those spiritual groups, right? Is that the pastor wasn't somebody who just, works 2 hours a day and then everybody supports them the rest of the time. They're supposed to be available in their whole life to help people.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what you're talking about, I think.
No, it is, yeah, absolutely. And, it's a way of life because it's on your mind. I can go over you in people's bodies. I can see stuff, but sometimes you have to park it just to have a bit of time down here. And It's very difficult to stay down here as well, I think. If you're spending 12 hours a day in the ethers, remote view, and I can see your kidneys are damaged, I can see this and that, and then, you're getting the McKill's beings, making sure they're in there doing stuff. Then you come back out at 7 o'clock and wow, I feel like spacey, It's very difficult to manage the two, different dimensions, so to speak.
Yeah.
But you just have to, that's why my wife would never let me buy a motorcycle because I don't think I'm capable properly of being present enough to drive one.
Yeah.
Cars different, you can point in the right direction, it's not so bad, but motorbikes, if you have a blip, you
kind of have to pay attention there. You can't be remote viewing and drive into a bus or something.
Yeah, exactly. Or you go off in the ether something, I've done it.
Well, you won't be going back to the third dimension anymore.
That's true enough. Well, it's got to be something that I'd never buy. I actually sold my last one and I'd never buy another one. It's not worth it.
Yeah, I had one for a while and was fortunate. A logging truck behind me ran me off the road and I didn't die, which was great.
Oh, that's good. You still there? Oh, bless you. No, I love motorcycling, but I just don't think I'm capable of paying attention enough to drive it safely.
Yeah.
So I decided, no, we're not doing that.
Now, when you were talking to God and saying the things that you wanted to focus on for your work, and you wanted the accounting and stuff to be taken care of outside, you ended up having some people to help you be on the physical level, because you said in the show that you have, 10 employees or something like that working at the facility where you are?
Yeah, we've got 10 people who actually work with the ministry on that, and we've also got an accounting firm who does all the accounts. We pay them about $12,000-$14,000 a year. They do everything, I don't do anything. They download all the stuff from PayPal. They look at QuickBooks. They reconcile it. They look at the bank account. I'm just not in, And I think it's so important that, if you're running a business like this, it's like the IT. Can I do the IT? Well, of course I can. I was trained in it. But do I want to do it? No, because it frustrates me. Because, the IT guy, Dan, who comes in, oh, yeah, I've seen this with Windows last week in so-and-so shop. Well, I'm going to fix it. You'll know all the quirks. Yeah. Well, if you're just doing it now and again, you don't know the quirks. You could be there for hours. I'm better off just doing 2 more healing sessions and paying him to fix the computer.
Yeah. and if your intent is clear, then the people who are compatible with you to help you just show up, right?
Oh, yeah. Dan's, I call him our IT department. He's got his own business, but he's so funny. But he's such a pleasure. These people who we use are such a pleasure. They're just amazing. So.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so, pay all those people to do the things you don't like. Just do your work, and I just do the healings and the meditations and things like that, And I think and you're feeding people as well, they're local people. You're helping them get food on the table, which is really important.
So, bottom line, if somebody wants to be more successful at manifesting the kind of life they want, what's a simple prescription for that?
I think what you got to do is start. The biggest thing, I think, to me, is the gratitude of what you have already. And a lot of people lose that, because I've been semi-homeless. I was in a car, living out of a car for 2 years or whatever, 3 years.
Yeah. And
I realized the blessing of just having a house, the blessing of having a beautiful bed, the blessing of just having food on the table, because I went times without it. And I think, you can lose track of that. It doesn't matter about all the big fancy glitzy stuff, just food, a place to stay that's, not leaking, and a bed, a comfortable bed is wow. If you've got that, you've got something really big, because a lot of people don't have it, So I think if you look at the gratitude of what's in your life, just sit there. Don't use a gratitude stone. Okay, God, we've got 5 minutes. I'm grateful, blah, blah, blah. Right, we're done. See you later. It doesn't work like that.
And here's a list of the things I don't want to happen, just in case.
That's right. Have you got it, God? It just doesn't work like that. I think gratitude is a way of life, and that's why I think the secret falls short of the manifestation, and also you can manifest from Lucifer, or you can manifest from God. Lucifer is like, well, let's have 26 Bentleys. I want to show to everyone I'm stinking rich, and I'm, and all that sort of thing. Yeah, you'll get that, but you won't get that from God, because you don't need it, And again, I think manifesting the right things, a nice car, nice house is okay. A $50 billion mansion is probably a little bit overkill, So
yeah, you'd have to have a really good reason that you need one of those.
Exactly. But if you're manifesting like a fleet of minibuses, because in Missouri I want to take all the disabled kids to the swimming pool throughout the state. Wow, you'll get that, because it's a God reason.
Happen. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And I think what blocks it, if it's not the right reason, is yourself, because at some level, no, I don't really feel good about that.
No, it's true actually.
So if anybody wants to, in this group that we're talking to now, wants to get in touch see what the healing sessions are like and things like that, what do they do?
Yeah, just give us a ring, and if you don't get through, leave a message, because the phone's always going. We'll get back to you. So the telephone number is 417-334-6200. That's in the United States. Or you can email info@ChristopherMacklinMinistries.com. And if you send us an email, we can book you in a session. And we also have another thing we have is called Sacred Space Sharing with Amanda, my wife, and myself. We talk about the pyramid once a month. That's normally the third Friday of every month at 3 p.m. as well. So,
and you get everybody coming to that at once, right?
Yeah, quite a few. It's normally, we do it as a Zoom meeting. We've got about 70 people, because, we're trying to get a team together. And I think, like you said, Richard, there's plenty of people you can connect with. We've just got to get together, and, and I think, that just kind of helps, because, we talk about the pyramid, we talk about people's things going on and what's happening, and people can inject.
And those really people could end up filling positions in your new city that's created, right?
City, it's certainly going to be a city.
We need a different name to be the opposite of the smart city, and I don't want to say it's a dumb city because that doesn't carry the exact feeling of what it is, but something as an example of what could be everywhere.
Yeah, we've called it the new Garden of Eden.
Right. That is a good image.
I think it's a nice image of refreshing, tranquil, safe food, with all the nutrients in it. No GMOs, no nothing.
Kind of going back to normal.
Yeah, it's our new normal, the new Garden of Eden.
Yeah, exactly. A definition too of new normal, right? Better than the other one.
It is, yeah. No, I'm looking forward to it. Very close.
Yeah,
very
it'll be
close.
fun to watch.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you. It's really a pleasure to get to spend a little bit of time with you, and encourage anybody to check it out further if they want to. And the website, globalenlightenmentproject.com. And hang on, and we'll talk to you shortly.